Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea, and for our final celebrity culture presentation, I decided to choose Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon and I share a special connection that most around here do not. We could play the guessing game, but since I can't hear your answers, I'll go ahead and tell you. Fallon and I share the same hometown. On the map, you'll see different cities within New York, and if you see the city named Kingston, that's where we both grew up nearby. Where I live and where he grew up was only a 10-minute drive, roughly. Sadly, he moved to Los Angeles the year I was born, but nevertheless, sharing the same hometown actually hits home for me, pun intended. Living in the Hudson Valley, where we both grew up, was not an ideal situation for most. Taxes, crime, and corrupt politicians made New York a living hell for those who dreamed a better life. Jimmy Fallon and I not only share the same hometown, but we share the ideals of wanting a better life by leaving New York, even though he returned after he found success. These are one of the many reasons that I chose Fallon for my presentation. Although I know this and a few other things about Jimmy Fallon, I wanted to learn more about him and felt that this presentation gave me the opportunity to do so. This video also serves the purpose of describing the importance of celebrity culture in regards to success. In her book titled Celebrity Culture and the American Dream, Sternheimer states that celebrity culture provides an important narrative about the meaning of success and about the meaning of America itself. Using theoretical lenses that focus on the production and consumption of celebrity as well as the American dream, I will be discussing Fallon's rise to fame as well as his ability to change the game of hosting late night. Jimmy Fallon, full name James Thomas Fallon, was born on September 19, 1974, and is currently 42 years old. He was born in Bay Ridge, New York, which is a town in Brooklyn. The family moved to Saugerties as a result of his father working for IBM in Kingston, New York, a city that I spent most of my childhood in. His childhood was very stable from this point on, as he would attend St. Mary of the Snow and Saugerties High School. It was during his teenage years that Fallon would begin his obsession with Saturday Night Live. His sister Gloria and himself would often reenact the sketches, and Fallon was so dedicated to the program that he continued watching the show in his college dorm at the College of St. Rose, a college located an hour north in the state's capital of Albany. Fallon was originally a computer science major, but switched to communications in his senior year. He would end up moving to Los Angeles at 21 to pursue a career in comedy without finishing his final semester, a feat he would accomplish in 2009 as he was awarded his Bachelor of Arts in Communications. His success would eventually come on Saturday Night Live, where he would star in various sketches and co-host Weekend Update. Fallon would try the film industry out for a few years, but decided that television was his strong suit. He would be the star of his own show called Late Night with Jimmy Fallon in 2009, and in 2014 he would become the sixth host of The Tonight Show. He has been nominated numerous times for various awards and was able to win some of these nominations. His personal life, which has been very much public, includes a marriage to Nancy Javonen, a producer, and 2 children. The path to celebrity stardom is seldom easy. Various failures along the way can either make or break a person. For Jimmy, it only humbled him. A theoretical approach that can be applied to Fallon analyzes the production, consumption, and the pursuit of the American dream. While these are 2 different approaches, I found that combining them in application would make it easier to understand in the 21st century. Before the production and consumption of Jimmy Fallon is discussed, a theoretical lens that was discussed in class will be used to understand Fallon as an average American. Like most Americans, Fallon grew up with dreams. His dream was to be on Saturday Night Live. The American dream, an idea rooted in the Great Depression era, has often been an influencer in the lives of those who want to change their lives for the better. Most want to climb out of oppressive conditions that they were born into, or to prove to themselves that they have more to offer. In the mythology of the American dream, opportunities abound and are rewarded to those most deserving, the hardest workers, the brightest, and the most talented. Sternheimer's quote has just established the basic tenets of the myth of the American dream. If you can work hard for what you believe you deserve, are bright and talented, then what you most desperately dream for should come to you. She then discusses Horatio Alger's rag to riches stories, an idea we talked about in class when we talked about wealth and moral reward during the Reagan years. In quotations, the boy rises above his origins after someone takes note of his worthiness and rewards him with an opportunity to become wealthy through hard work. End quote. In reference to Fallon, he worked in various venues before his manager sent videotapes to SNL producers. Michaels saw Fallon's worthiness as a comedian and rewarded him with the opportunity to be on SNL, which was a dream come true for Fallon. In the last chapter of her book, Sternheimer discusses opportunities presented in the internet age and being successful just for being who you are. Celebrity represents the notion of individualism today, perhaps more than ever. It has never seemed easier to be famous just for being you. I think this idea resonates well with Fallon because his fame is based on himself being himself. His Tonight Show hosting skills illustrate he's the kind of guy you would want to talk to in a bar or waiting online to board a plane. Side note, his authenticity will be discussed later on. In general, the American dream, and a dream to be on Saturday Night Live, helped Fallon to work hard towards his goal, a goal that would eventually be his reward when he was accepted as a cast member on SNL. I will now finish my theoretical analysis of his celebrity with the production and consumption of Jimmy Fallon. Like most celebrities, Fallon is an extension of the industry itself. He represents the late-night television programs that Americans watch as they either fight insomnia, try to alleviate the pains of reality, or want a good laugh to feel good again. The entertainment industry has experienced a substantial amount of change in the past 30 years. While the world has experienced globalization, the same process has occurred in Hollywood. In his book titled Understanding Celebrity, Turner sets the backdrop of the production and consumption of celebrities by discussing the major changes the industry has experienced. On page 32, Turner states, "This pattern of expansion diversification across media forms and national boundaries has been greatly assisted by the 1990s trend towards technological and industrial convergence, both in the production industries and in the regulatory environments within which they operated. In essence, the media outlets in which celebrities use to produce their images and the way average Americans use to consume those images has been greatly enhanced by technological advances made in the 1990s. One could even say the same for the 2000s with the introduction of social media. The effects of this technological and industrial convergence has changed the production and consumption of a celebrity." Once again, Turner on page 32 states, "For many decades, transnational companies in the film, television, and popular music industries in particular have vigorously pursued vertical integration. According to Turner, vertical integration is the corporate control of the full range of industrial processes, from the production of content, software, and hardware, to marketing, distribution, exhibition, and delivery to consumers. Thus, the industry has done its job to control the process of production and consumption of the celebrity. However, the celebrity has some control as well. The celebrity is able to connect these cross-media processes. This is seen when a film star participates in television interviews in order to promote a film or some sort of brand. This is where Jimmy Fallon comes in. To refer to an idea presented in Honors 211, Fallon serves as a vehicle for both celebrities and these transnational companies, as well as the audience. In layman's terms, Fallon is the middleman. The means to which he serves both celebrities and what they're advocating within the interview is very important not only for the viewers who crave for a validation of the authenticity of their favorite celebrities, but also for Fallon himself. In a Rolling Stone's article, Hyatt states eventually, with help from his secret weapon, house band The Roots, who fueled ultra-viral moments like Timberlake and Fallon rapping through the history of hip-hop, Fallon became the most retweeted, most Hulu'd, most TiVo'd man in the late night. This kind of success doesn't happen at the drop of a hat. Fallon had to work hard to understand what Americans want. He's also a new brand of talk show host, says Hyatt. He sings, duetting with artists from Bruce Springsteen to Paul McCartney when he's not leading his crew in their loving Glee parody, 6B. He plays beer pong with Betty White. He spends more time thinking about 3-minute viral clips than TV ratings. I believe that since Fallon focuses on content over ratings, that his show is a lot more enjoyable and authentic than others. It's similar to the way in focusing on what you learn in class instead of grades that can make school enjoyable, although I will admit good grades are nice too. Therefore, Fallon has to produce an image of himself as the interviewer that makes him likable to the audience, as someone who focuses on quality over quantity and allows the audience to feel the authentic side of their favorite celebrities. Turner's second focal point on understanding celebrity is the consumption of celebrities during or after their ideal images have been produced. A major idea Turner discusses is the parasocial relationship one has with a celebrity. I find this relationship very befitting for Fallon. Not only does he help mold these relationships while interviewing celebrities for his viewers, but he also works on the relationship for himself. Turner states that they, the fans, construct parasocial, imagined connections to celebrities or actants, who fulfill friendship functions or serve as spaces for projecting and evaluating schemas that make sense of human interaction. As always, there are two sides when it comes to the positive or negative qualities of this relationship. Positive qualities would include a connection to a celebrity in which a person follows their lives in a manner that doesn't cost them a chance to live their own. Negative qualities, on the other hand, are an overconsumption of the celebrity to a point that it would be considered stalking and unhealthy. Jada Young's article helps to prove the first point as she goes through countless examples in which Fallon's shows took interviews to whole new levels. It wasn't just sitting on a couch and talking like some of his fellow late-night hosts. Instead, he would have them participate in silly sketches like he was on SNL all over again. To see a celebrity come down to earth for a few minutes helps solidifies the idea of a parasocial relationship, an idea that helps strengthens the consumption of a celebrity. Not only do we get to see these celebrities come down to earth, we also see Fallon who can't even keep a straight face. The fact that he is trying so hard makes the audience laugh, and at this point he seems like a down-to-earth guy. Amy Poehler once added in an interview that he's the kind of guy that would go to the airport bar and want to talk to everybody there. His ability to talk to strangers is not necessarily something I relate to, but it's genuine, it's not bullshit. It wasn't invented so he could be good at doing a talk show. I think this interaction and his deemed genuineness helps to build his authenticity as he brings himself below his celebrity and acts normal, which in part he is because he's human. The evolution of Jimmy Fallon is interesting, to say the least. After his success with SNL, Fallon decided that Los Angeles, which had brought him success before, would do the same within the film industry. He starred in Taxi in 2004 and Fever Pitch in 2005, but both films were not viewed highly by critics and were considered flops. However, on the set of Fever Pitch, Fallon would meet his wife, and so, like most events in life, it was a silver lining. A disillusioned Fallon decided to forget the past and return to New York, where he would go through a period of finding himself. He believed that his comedic side was still an asset and decided to relearn the rules and play the game once again. Eventually, Michaels, the head of SNL, offered him to take over Conan O'Brien's late-night show in 2009, and Fallon said yes. O'Brien would take over The Tonight Show for Jay Leno, and thus the late-night shakeup would begin, as O'Brien's reign would end a year later. Most Americans, including my vocal mother, hated O'Brien and wanted Jay Leno back. Jay Leno would return to The Tonight Show for a 4-year period when another shakeup would occur in which Leno would be replaced by Fallon, who currently hosts the show to this day. This time period illustrates the power of the consumers as time slots and hosts were changed frequently. Jimmy Fallon is a celebrity, and with that title comes all the glamour and the drama. With the late-night shakeup over, Fallon is in the clear, right? Wrong. Stephen Colbert, who was added to CBS's late-night schedule, decided to add fire to Fallon's behind. The first sentence in an article written by Jason Lynch states, "The late-night wars are back." As a consumer and a fan of Fallon, I'm intrigued to read more. It seems Colbert and Fallon are participating in an arms race. When one has a booking of big-name celebrities, the other does the same but tries to outdo the other booking. Carter's article, How Fallon Won Late Night, states that on September 8, 2015, the first night of Colbert's show on CBS was like going up against Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Fallon was no fool. He wasn't going to sit back and allow Colbert an easy transition, but instead indirectly made the statement, "Welcome to late night, Stephen." Who will win? As of now, Fallon's ratings are keeping him in the lead, and his show's setup will most likely keep him in the lead for a while. One final point that I want to make about Fallon and his celebrity is his current bromance with Justin Timberlake. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then 1, you're missing out, and 2, it's the most highly acclaimed and recognized friendships in Hollywood. The bromance started on SNL when they co-starred in a skit called The Barry Gibb Talk Show. Both portrayed the Bee Gee brothers, and since then they have shared so many funny collaborations that have brought in millions of hits on YouTube. Recent videos include the hashtag video and the video where the two men are dressed as teenage boys at summer camp, singing Ironic. The hashtag video portrays a conversation between Timberlake and Fallon, where almost every other sentence is followed by hashtag this or hashtag that. In my opinion, the video mocks Twitter in the language of the hashtag. My favorite part is the ending when a member from his band, The Roots, comes in and tells them to hashtag STFU. Timberlake and Fallon's friendship or bromance seems to be very authentic. They almost act like brothers, and as a viewer, it's nice to see how their relationship plays out, and in some ways goes back to the idea of a parasocial relationship mentioned under the consumption of celebrities. Jimmy Fallon is no doubt a celebrity, but his path to stardom is an interesting one to say the least. The purpose of this presentation was to analyze Fallon's celebrity as it revolved around the production and consumption of his celebrity as well as the American dream, an idea that proved to be a pivotal role in his determination to be on SNL. The evolution of his celebrity as he journeyed throughout different medias, with some successes and failures along the way, also helped to strengthen the idea of Fallon's worth as a versatile, self-made man. He's also a shining beacon of hope to those who pursue their dreams in the face of adversity. His humbling upbringings make him a relatable celebrity compared to celebrities who were born to such stardom. His celebrity status is still relevant to this day, and one can only hope that he continues on dreaming in order to remind us that dreams can always come true.